Right, Shalom. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who does lead and rule well. Salutations to all you hopeful like Akim pushing out this word in truth and in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And sincere shalom also to you, Akim and Aqua, for listening and learning, preparing yourselves here in these last days. And to the entire household of faith, fighting this good fight of faith, I want to say shalom. This is your brother Quar from the DC camp. Come back at you another lesson, and I'm entitled this one. Well, this is gonna be another installment of the S.H.I.N.E report, and I'm entitled it, E is ready to make his move, the plan that we've been talking about, man. Forwarding Jacob's trouble, the accusing of the brethren. This is not even this not even one of the chip videos, man. The MOTB videos. It's not even one of those. It's simply the plans for the accusation of you Israelites, man. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the incoming Jacob's trouble. The snare is being set. Now, when you had Captain Kirk, that assassination, that so-called assassination happened, you wondering what, because as they say, never let a good crisis go to waste. But what was they intentions about that? Because it wasn't a Jake who did it, but somehow they gonna make it a way for that to come back on you Jakes, man. And check this out, man. This is from October the 8th, which is today is the 11th, so about 3 days ago. All right, so let me play this, and I got another video I might play right after this one. But look at this. You can see it over here. I want to see if I play a couple of these.
For inciting riots.
Hold on. Turn it up a little bit. All right.
Made it 1 year penalty for inciting riots. We took the freedom of speech away because that's been through the courts, and the court said you have freedom of speech. But what has happened is when they burn a flag, it agitates and irritates crowds. They've never seen anything like it on both sides, and you end up with riots. So we're going on that basis. We're looking at it not from the freedom of speech, which I always felt strongly about, but never passed the courts. This is what they do, is they incite. When you burn an American flag, you incite tremendous violence. We have many examples of it, many examples of it, and it's actually down on tape, and you see things happen that just don't happen unless it's a flag that's burning.
So, couple things. He said that he's taken away freedom of speech, and he's been a supporter of that. It just never got passed because this is a part of the Constitution, man. These are a part of your so-called rights here, but they taking that away. Okay. Let me see. Matter of fact, let me get that. He said a year is Isaiah 29, 21. Let me see something. It says that make a man an offender for a word and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, which is the gate, that's the agora. We go into the gates of the nobles. So this word is definitely affecting these people, man. So they want to be able to control that word, but the freedom of speech, right? Because they saying that freedom of speech is inciting people to want to do certain things. They got the whole left and the right, which they kind of work together, but they're using these things to come down on the people. And those people include you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who is going to fall hardest upon. And we've been saying this, and y'all don't believe it. But look at this. This was 9 months ago. The elder did a video, and brothers did responses on these Jakes. And this is why it's important to fall up under the correct authority, because they're going to show you how you're supposed to move in this thing of ours, man. They taught us to not, bring blame on the ministry, But check this out.
In representation of our constitutional right of freedom of speech and freedom.
See, constitutional right of freedom of speech. So this is why they're going to get rid of that, because they saying you're going to incite people to do other things. And that's why I mentioned the Captain Kirk thing, because these people's rhetoric, they saying incited people to want to do that to that guy, So now you can't just say what you want to say. That doesn't work. You can get in trouble for speaking your own. They already started it when they was deleting brothers' videos and channels, So you can become an offender for a word. They making it a law. And this is this is why this is coming. Man, come on. Amos 8:11. It says, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor of thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh. So it's going to come a time where this word is not going to be as accessible as it is now. Like it is, you could just go to the YouTube and you can see these videos. It's gonna be blocked. That's why you're supposed to be studying now, taking your notes so that this word is ingrained in you, man. But watch these fools, man.
A protest. Come. Today is so-called President's Day, but we don't take honor in this day because this nation and this flag does not represent our people. Our people have been victimized. Our people have been killed by the police. Our people have fell victim to high imprisonment and false imprisonment. Our people have been victimized in over-sexualization of our women. And we take a stand against this flag that we're supposed to pledge our allegiance to, but we burn it today. We burn it for all the lives that was lost of our forefathers and our foremothers when they came across on them slave ships. We burn it in representation and in love of our people, to stand up for our people, because this flag does not represent us as a people. We burn it for all our Latino brothers and sisters that have been victimized and raped and done wrong by this so-called nation, this hypocritical nation, this nation that is built off of hypocrisy, because this nation is supposed to stand for freedom and justice and equality, but all we have is imprisonment, we have abuse, and we have been given murder and fed lies. So today we take time to honor our people, from the Trayvon Martins all the way to the Emmett Tills and the Sandra Blands and the Corey Gaines, to burn this flag for our brothers and sisters.
So, although this guy didn't say anything wrong, besides the part of burning the flag, it's your actions. Now, you're doing it out of love, but what you're doing is going to bring blame and pain to your people, man. Everything he said was good, except for the burn. You're doing it. You're doing this action in the name of that love, And again, our apostles and elders, they showed us that's not the thing to do, because now they can easily blame you, and they're not just gonna blame you. They're gonna blame all of Yasharala. So you're gonna have some of these people that may be set up, or you're gonna have some of these people that they're gonna use to do what they have to do to us, man. But we supposed to be blameless. That's the whole thing. We have to be blameless so that this devil, when he makes his move, he's going to be looking like the goddamn devil, and not looking justified. Now, let me see, because he says, it was something that I wanted to grab. He says something. So, and we've been saying this for a while, and they've been using vocab, to do this, is linking us to the Islamist extremist movement, man. Let me see if it's on here.
Made it 1 year penalty for inciting riots. We took the freedom of speech away because that's been through the courts, and the court said you have freedom of speech. But what has happened is when they burn a flag, it agitates and irritates crowds.
All right, let me see.
We will arrest every single one of them from whatever perch you sit in, private or public, no matter how your goal or your ambition is. It will be crushed by by the Constitution because the American people deserve law and order, and that's what we're going to give you.
You see how hypocritical they are, though? Now you trying to stand by the Constitution when you just trying to go around it. So it's on the agenda, man. But I want to see if he gonna say, because there was a video I watched where they try to link us to them.
This FBI will go after with the criminals with a vengeance. We will not rest until we find every single seed, money, donor, organization, and funding mechanism that we have. And I want to echo the Secretary's comments on Scott Bessent, who's allowing us to map out these networks through their financial criminal activities, which has been going on for decades. And I would like to remind the American public, they built this disease temple of corruption over decades. And in 8 short months, Mr. President, you have crippled their foundation because of your leadership here, because of the interagency, because of people like Deputy Attorney General Blanche, and because of Attorney General Pam Bondi's fearless leadership to go after criminals wherever they are. They will not be able to hide. They were able to hide and conspire with prior administrations, and we are exposing their corruption from within. And we will go to every single city in this country under Operation Summer Heat and the other operations we are doing at the FBI to bring these criminals to justice. We will arrest every single one of them from whatever perch you sit in, private or public, no matter how your goal or your ambition is. It will be crushed by the Constitution because the American people deserve law and order, and that's what we're going to give you.
So I can't. This isn't the video, man. But essentially, they on Thai Antifa. Matter of fact, let me put this one video. And so, like, I'm gonna get the scriptures too, but it's scriptures we all know. You know. I just want to mainly show these videos. What was it? I think it's this one.
Could being against fascism get you branded a terrorist in the US? Trump officially declared Antifa a domestic terrorist organization. Why does that label matter?
Let me see if I can get this over there. Oh, shit. Damn, I can't easily share like I used to. Damn. Come on, man. All right, well, this is what I'll do. I'm not too versed on the goddamn TikTok. Because I watched it. I don't know if I can go to my history. Goddamn. What is this one? All right, let me do this. Shoot. It's this one. Let me see. Man, it should show me. This is ridiculous. I'm not sure. Why does that label matter? Is it this one? See, they try and link us to these type of people. Damn it. Let me see what day it was. Man, what the heck?
Could being against fascism get you branded a terrorist in the US?
All right, man. This is not it.
Okay. I'm just giving.
I can't find it. Salaki Yakim. Damn. It's somewhere on here. Maybe.
Of teaming up.
God damn it. Why won't it just show? It's ridiculous, man. Whatever, man. I'm gonna play it from here. And I'm gonna show you. Sick. Stupid. Let me play it.
US, Trump officially declared Antifa a domestic terrorist organization. Why does that label matter? His executive order directs the federal government to investigate and shut down Antifa-related activities and even go after people who fund them. And he didn't stop there. He also issued a presidential memorandum targeting liberal-leaning groups and donors, dubbing them without evidence left-wing terrorism. Critics say it could be applied more broadly to punish his political opponents. But coming back to Antifa, first, Antifa, short for anti-fascists, is not an organization. The term with German roots refers to a decentralized movement of groups and individuals committed to fighting fascism, racism, and other right-wing ideologies. Antifa has no leader, headquarters, or bank accounts, things the US government usually targets when fighting a foreign terrorist organization. That list is long, but there is no legal basis for designating groups as such within the US. So what is Trump's plan?
We're going to do a big thing with respect to Antifa. It's a sick group. I mean, very, very sick group.
He says Antifa radicalizes young Americans into political violence. While some engage in violence, that is not the norm, experts say. Trump has had Antifa on his radar for years. He threatened this same move in his first term. In 2020, he blamed Antifa for violence at Black Lives Matter protests. Reports say Trump privately falsely accused Antifa people of storming the US Capitol on January 6, 2021. And now, after the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk, Trump vowed to take action against left-wing groups, and he singled out Antifa once again. Could being against fascism get you branded a terrorist?
And that's it, man. So the whole point is, it's a broad term, because that's not even a real organization. All right, this was a group of people that had the ideology that they're anti-fascist. You know, so-called anti-fascist, man. All right, but it's a broad term, and they're using these different things to link Jake up with them. You know, because they trying to say that this is a extremist movement, and then they tried to link those Antifa to jihadists. Right now, let me see. Let me see if it's on here. But yeah, now let me get this scripture real quick. Let me get a couple scriptures, you know. This is this is 2 Corinthians 2 verse 11. It says, lest Satan should get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. All right. So we're not ignorant of we see what he's doing. The groups like this, they obviously don't see what he's doing. You know, and then they doing all that, trying to be bold because they say we're afraid. They do all that trying to be bold, but they're going to be the main ones being scared in that day, man. When Esau come and do what he got to do, man. You know? So, damn, why is it? It's not even. Okay. Let me see. Antifa. So this says designating them as a terrorist group, although it's not even a group, you know. But anybody that they saying that wants to overthrow the government, you know. Let me see. See, they don't have it to where. They don't have it to where. I was trying to find where they linked them two up. But you can see it's in wake of this, man. So this is all set up, man. You know? But people can't see what's going on here. And this is in the midst of them putting their federal troops in all these in Jake neighborhoods, okay? To get ready to make these moves on you, man. Now, for us, I already got the famine of the word, but he was saying that pretty much you stirring up people to cause riots and things of that nature. Now they did the same thing to let me get this real quick. You know, to our people. You know, why you think that in 70 AD what they did. That's why Apostle Hawk calls this man Nero 47. You know, they're gonna do the same thing, man. Like he said, he's back. Oh snap! This is what they said of Paul, right? This is Acts 21, and let me see here. I'm gonna start at 27. It says, and when the 7 days were almost ended, the Jews which were of Asia, you see that? Jews of Asia, when they saw him in the temple, stirred up all the people and laid hands on him, crying out, men of Israel, help. This is the man that teacheth all men everywhere against the people and the law and this place, and further brought Greeks also into the temple and have polluted this holy place. Now this was Israelites saying that he stirred up people everywhere, talking about Jakes to go against the laws, but they said the same things. Let me see. They said the same things about us as a whole. I'm trying to find that one. Give me a second here. There we go. It's on my way. They say that we're a rebellious house. Was it 2nd Esdras 6? No, 2nd Esdras 2. Let me see. Okay, that's what it was. 1st Esdras. I didn't have the scriptures actually written out. I was just going in the spirit. Wanted to show those videos. But I believe this is it. 2nd Esdras 2. In verse 19. Now, this is when they was trying to hinder our building, right? It says, now, if this city and the walls thereof be made up again, they will not only refuse to give tribute, but also rebel against kings. So they saying what we doing is rebelling against them. And then when you got people that's burning their flags and all that, that gives them credence, right? It says, and for so much as the things pertaining to the temple are now in hand, we think it meet not to neglect such a matter. So they was like, yo, you should take this more seriously, man. And again, like I said, this has gone into the gates of the nobles. It says, but to speak unto our Lord the King, to the intent that if it be thy pleasure, it may be sought out in the books of thy fathers. And thou shalt find in the chronicles what is written concerning these things, and shalt understand that that city was rebellious, troubling both kings and cities, and that the Jews were rebellious and raised always wars therein, for the which cause even this city was made desolate. Wherefore now we do declare unto thee, O Lord the King, that if this city be built up again, and the walls thereof set up anew, thou shalt from henceforth have no passage in Seleucia and Phoenix, whatever. It says, then the king wrote back again to Rethimus, the story writer, and Beltimus, to Simulus, I'm horrible with names, the scribe, and the rest that were in commission, and dwellers in Samaria and Syria and Phoenix after this manner. I have read the epistle which ye have sent unto me. Therefore I command to make diligent search, and it have been found that the city was from the beginning practicing against kings, and the men therein were given to rebellion and war, and their mighty kings and fierce were in Jerusalem, who reigned and exacted tributes in Seleucia and Phoenix. Now therefore I've commanded to hinder those men from building the city, and heed to be taken that there be no more done in it. So that's ultimately the main thing that they're trying to do, but they still trying to bring forth that Jacob's trouble, man. So we are going to definitely be brought up to the kings, because this man is the accuser of the brethren. This is 2 Timothy 2:9. It says, wherein I suffer trouble as an evildoer, even unto bounds, but the word of the Most High is not bound. Okay, so they're going to look at it as an evildoer, but the word of the Most High is not going to be bound, man. Because when they do try to hinder this word, it's still going to spread in a particular way, man. You know, that's why I'm saying you got to be blameless when you do this thing. You know, because you want this devil to, they're gonna look at him like, yo, why is he doing that? All they did was, you know, do they amend they constitutional rights. You know. This is Psalms 119:46. I will speak of thy testimonies also before kings, and I will not be ashamed. So this is just what happens, man. You know? This is just a part of it. But this is coming down the pike, man. You know? Let me get this. And I gotta wrap up. Come on. This is Jeremiah 30 and verse 7. It says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Okay? So this time is coming, man. The days of sorrow is here. You know, and it's just going to get worse and worse and worse, like the birth pains, man. You know? Because this is a part of the prophecies. This is not going to be like we're not going to avoid it. You know, so just understand that these same tactics is being deployed, man. You know, and all we can do is pray to the Lord to hide us from this, the secret counsel of the wicked, man. You know, and from the snares that he made for us. Okay, so you know, Lord's willing, I was edifying. To the next one, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakah Kodash. I want to say shalom.